Hello, how's everyone doing? I'm back with more design space help, especially for those of you with a new machine again, and those of you that haven't mastered connecting your cursive fonts or letters. So the first thing that we want to do, of course, we want to go down here to our Cricut, click on Cricut, click on New Project, and we're going to go down to our text box. And we are going to go to the system fonts, which it's already on because they're free. Anything free is good. And we're going to go down here to a cursive font. One of my favorites would be Snell Roundhand. Click on that, and that brings up your text box. So we're going to go over here, and this is where you're going to write your word. And I would do one word per text, especially when you're doing cursive. Mainly when you're doing cursive, because we've got to attach the letters. So I'm going to type in, let's type in my name, Julie, Jewely, and then touch your screen, and that box will go away and your letters come up. I'm going to make the letters a little bigger so you can see it. Okay, what we want to do from here is we're going to highlight this word. By highlighting, you just go like this. I'll show you again. You just bring your finger down and across to the end of it until you have a box around it. And we're going to get down to Edit. And there's an icon, whatever you want to call it, says letter space. Okay, you want to click on that. And you're going to hit the minus because it's going to bring all these letters together. Now, as soon as these letters start to touch, say the Y touches the L or the W touches the E, then you're going to stop. And then I'm going to show you what else we're going to do. So let's do that first. We're going to bring this together until one of the letters, or maybe one or more, touches. And let's see, so in between, the E, W, E, L has already touched, but the J and the Y haven't. So we have to bring that Y over to the L and the J over to the E. So that's what I'm going to show you to do next. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go into Actions, and we're going to hit Ungroup, because as of right now, this is still all one word, but we can't leave it like that. We want to bring that Y over, and to do that, we have to ungroup it. Okay, so once we've ungrouped it, we can now use these as individual. So we're going to take, and we can either move the EWEL to the Y or the Y to the L. And by doing that, we're going to highlight it like we did the first time. Just highlight the Y. And we're going to take that and bring that over to the L until it looks like it's on there right. Okay. Then we will take the J and bring that over to the E. And that's it. As far as joining them together, now we have to put them completely together, or else when we go to do our cut, our letters are going to be all over the place because it isn't welded. So what we have to do is bring this together by highlighting it again. And we're going to go down here and hit Weld. Just make sure before you do this that all your letters look right to you. And they're exactly where you want them to be, and no little lines are sticking up where they shouldn't be. And to me, everything looks like it's in place. So you just go down here and hit Weld. And now it's all one word. And that's how it's going to print out. And of course, if you do this as an iron one, you always want to mirror it. So I'll show you one more time. Let me make this a little smaller, and we'll do another text box. So I got this cool, I guess you'd call it a stylus, off of Amazon, and it's good for iPads and even computers of any kind, anything on the touch screen. And the lid comes off, And you have this disc on the end. And then the lid can go on the back so that you don't lose it, and it's kind of magnetized. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to use that this time. So we're going to do one more word, and we're going to go down to text again. And we're going to go down to that cursive with the odd name. Snell Roundhand. And let's type in what I do, photography. HOTOGRAPHY. Touch your screen, and there's your word. Okay. Now we're going to go to edit. And we're going to bring our letters together as close as we can. And we're going to go to letter space. And we're going to hit that minus again until the letters start to touch. And just keep a check on it every now and then. Not there yet. Almost there. I see the H and the O almost about to touch. And we got about maybe 2 more to hit. 1, 2. And let's see if they're touching. Yep. So it looks like we have all these to get together. Now, do you remember how we did that up here? We have to go to actions. And then we go over here to ungroup. And then we can take this P, just the P, and bring it over to the H. So only highlight the P, or you could highlight the HOTO and bring it to the P, whichever way you choose. So I'm going to bring that over to the H. Perfect. Okay. Now we need to bring the photo over to the G, or the G over to the photo. And I can see better working from this angle, so I'm going to go with photo over to the G. Let's bring that right over to the G till it locks in. And looks good. Looking pretty good so far. Now I'm going to do the photog over to the RA. So I'm going to highlight that and bring that line right off of our G into our R. Looks good. And let's bring the photogra over to the P. And that looks good. And we shall bring the photograph. Highlight that. Bring it over to the H. Got that right in there. And we'll just get the Y over here and bring that right over to the H. And let's see how it looks. Looks like there's a little smidgen sticking up right there on the top of the O, and maybe on the top of that O. So let's see how the rest of it looks. Pretty good. So let me move this PH over a smidgen to that O. Just a smidge. Let's see. Alright, looks good. And we're going to bring that PHO a little closer to that T. Okay. Alright. Let's see how it looks now. Little smidge sticking up right there where that T joins that O. Bring that over a little bit. Little smidgen. Not too far. Bring it down a little bit. Let's see. Everything look good before we weld it. Alright, let's highlight it. Hit weld. Once we hit weld, there's no going back. So you have to be sure it's exactly the way you want it. Don't hit weld, because once you hit weld, it's set in stone. Okay, so we're going to hit weld. And here we go. Now it's ready to be cut out. And as I keep saying, if this is going to be an iron-on or an HTB, make sure you're going to mirror it. Okay? So that's about it for how to connect and attach cursive letters or fonts in Design Space. So I hope this was helpful. And to anyone, not just people that just got a Cricut, just to anyone that hasn't figured this part out yet, I hope you like and subscribe. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.